A few days ago, something happened that Indian Airlines have been begging for over a decade. Delhi slashed the tax on aviation fuel from 25 to 7% in a single cabinet meeting. The day before that, Maharashtra cut its rate from 18 to 7%. Two of India's biggest aviation hubs, two massive tax cuts back to back in 48 hours. If you watched our video on ATF 2 weeks back, you know exactly why this matters, and if you didn't, stay with me because this affects the price of every flight you book. Quick recap. ATF is aviation turbine fuel, is the same as jet fuel, and it makes up nearly 35 to 40% of what Indian Airlines spend to operate. The problem has always been that every state charges its own VAT on top of that fuel. Delhi was charging around 25%, Tamil Nadu 29%, Maharashtra 18%, and airlines couldn't do anything about it, so they just paid and passed the cost to you in your ticket price. Now, two major states have moved, and the story of why they moved and what it actually means is what we are getting into today. Part 1. What exactly changed? Let's start with the facts. On May 15th, Maharashtra reduced its ATF VAT to 7% from 18%. The cut came into effect immediately and runs until November 14th, 2026, a 6-month window. The very next day, Delhi's cabinet met under Chief Minister Rekha Gupta and announced the same number, 7% but down from 25%, a cut of 18 percentage points on the biggest aviation hub in the country. The Civil Aviation Minister Ram Mohan Naidu welcomed both moves, saying the reductions would help keep airfares in check while global challenges continue to push costs upward. And on the same day as Maharashtra's cut, the centre also revised the windfall tax structure, cutting the export duty on ATF from 33 rupees per litre to 16 rupees per litre. That is a central government intervention on top of two state government cuts, all in the same week. So what triggered all of this happening at once? The answer is the West Asia crisis and the pressure it put on the entire system simultaneously. Part 2. Why now? The ministry held separate meetings with Delhi, Tamil Nadu, West Bengal, and Maharashtra to seek relief on ATF taxes amid supply chain disruptions caused by the West Asia conflict. The government was essentially knocking on state doors and saying, "We need you to act, and we need you to act now." At the same time, Union Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal publicly called on Congress-led state governments in Kerala, Karnataka, and Telangana to follow Maharashtra's lead, turning what was originally a financial decision into a political one as well. This is important context. Maharashtra and Delhi, both BJP governed, moved quickly. The states being called out, Kerala, Karnataka, Telangana, are opposition governed. The minister framed it as every patriotic Indian needing to help in times of crisis. So this is not just an aviation story, it is also a political story about which states respond to a national economic crisis and which ones don't. Tamil Nadu at 29% and West Bengal are still sitting on some of the highest ATF tax rates in the country, and we've seen no movement yet from either. Part 3. Will it actually make flights cheaper? Now the question everyone is actually asking, and it's fair enough, is will my ticket price go down? Here is the honest answer. Maybe, and not immediately. Let's put the Delhi cut into numbers. Airlines refueling at IGI airport will now pay significantly lower fuel prices due to the VAT reduction. On a narrow-body aircraft flying Delhi to Mumbai burning around 4 tons of fuel, the saving per flight is roughly 50 to 70,000 rupees compared to what it was last week. That sounds significant, but remember, ATF is still sitting at nearly 1,05,000 rupees per kiloliter nationally. The global fuel crisis has not gone away, and these tax cuts are reducing the pain, not eliminating it. And here is the other thing history teaches us. When states cut ATF tax in the past, airlines did not always pass the savings to passengers. Kerala had reduced its ATF tax from 28.5 to 4% in an earlier period and then reversed the cut, saying airlines were not passing the benefit on to customers. The government is aware of this pattern. Industry experts know that while the tax cuts are a step in the right direction, they do not address the deeper structural challenges: global crude dependence, high domestic taxes, and thin profit margins. So the cuts do help, but whether you feel it on your next booking depends on what Indigo, Air India, and SpiceJet choose to do with the savings. Part 4. The bigger picture. Step back and look at what is actually happening here. India has spent 15 years talking about bringing ATF under GST. One uniform tax, one rate, no state chaos. It hasn't happened yet. What happened instead is a crisis forced the government's hand. The West Asia conflict pushed fuel costs to the point where airlines were genuinely struggling. Passengers were angry, fares were visibly rising, and the political cost of inaction became too high. And in that pressure, in just 48 hours, two states did what they hadn't done voluntarily in years. The civil aviation minister himself said it plainly. One of the most important expenditures in aviation is the VAT on ATF levied by state governments. He has been saying that for months. It took a global oil crisis to make states listen. The question now is whether this momentum continues, whether more states follow, whether the 6-month window gets extended, and whether this crisis finally forces a permanent structural solution. Because if Tamil Nadu at 29% and West Bengal don't move, the patchwork problem isn't solved. It's just slightly less uneven than what it was last week. If you are flying out of Delhi or Mumbai in the next 6 months, this is genuinely good news. Airlines have more room to hold fares stable even as global fuel costs remain high. And if you're flying out of Chennai or Kolkata, nothing has changed yet. You are still on the highest taxed fuel in the country. And if fares don't visibly drop in the next few weeks, watch whether the government holds airlines accountable for passing on the savings, because that conversation is coming very soon. Maharashtra and Delhi moved in 48 hours, the rest of the country is watching. Here is my question for you. Do you think Tamil Nadu and Kerala will follow, or will this stay a half-finished fix that only benefits passengers in some cities? Tell me in the comments. New video every Thursday at 7 pm. Like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.